Hello, everybody. I am here with the Council of Shoggoths. That is the organizers for the Miskatonic Repository and for MRCon. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. You're a bunch of fantastic community organizers for Chaosium Games and Call of Cthulhu, and it's really great to talk to each and every one of you. I have a bunch of questions and I'm just going to start throwing them out there, and I suppose I'll let you answer them however the collection of you would like to. The first one is just the classic for people who aren't familiar, who don't know what's going on yet, who want an introduction. What exactly is the Council of Shoggoths?
Thanks, Jamie. Well, the Council of Shoggoths, as we've started calling ourselves, is the name for the organizing committee of community content creators responsible for hosting the annual Miskatonic Repository Convention, or MRCon for short, since that's a mouthful. MRCon has been a chance to celebrate community content creators and provide a venue for them to playtest and introduce their creations on the Miskatonic Repository. Outside of organizing the convention, the Council, through its Discord, has provided support for and promotes community content creators on the Miskatonic Repository, whether by providing feedback, playtesting, or just offering a place to brainstorm.
Fantastic. So is a bit of a background question, and this is kind of for everybody to answer in their own way. What drew each of you into becoming community content creators? How did you fall into this?
Jamie, I think I stumbled into it blindly, and then I got stuck because the community really is absolutely phenomenal as far as getting around like-minded people who love the same genre, the same system, who have the same goals, and who are looking to share their imagination and creativity with other people. So there's something very homey about community content for me. A lot of the individuals that you see on this call, I haven't met face to face in real life, but I consider them some of my closest friends because they've been at me or been with me at ground zero when I was like, I don't know if this is good, or can you edit this? Will you proofread this? Can you play test this? Is this dumb? And the community, especially under Heinrich's leadership, because he's our chair of the Council of Shoggoths, he really does a great job of facilitating an environment that is very supportive, very caring, and is very rah, 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 rah. So stumbled in here blindly and then stayed because I really like the room temperature and the food they put out.
As good a reason as any. What about the rest of you?
I started doing it because of Bridget and Heinrich. I played games with them, and they were running their own stuff, and you could go and buy their stuff as community content. And I was like, well, you guys are regular people. You're normal people like me. Why can't I do it? And so that's how I got going, because I was running my own games at home, and I was making my own stuff at home. I was like, why shouldn't everyone be able to experience my genius, not just my home table?
I suppose that's exactly the arc that you want. Heinrich, with all these people, throwing out wonderful lines about you. What about yourself? What's your story of coming into this?
I'm very glad that we're recording this, because anytime I'm having a down day, I'm just going to replay this. I certainly would never have thought, talking to a version of me 10 years ago, that people would be describing me as a rah-rah rouser for community of content creators. But I feel very fortunate and lucky to be in that position. In terms of how to have gotten started, I think so many keepers, game masters, dungeon masters out there had a vast repository of notes, of scenarios, and it had always been an ambition to actually put that together and put it out there as a product that not just I could use to run my games, but other people could as well. And I just never succeeded in doing it. I just never got it put together until the Miskatonic Repository. And I remember in the early days, that it was quite Wild West, and you looked to see what new products there were. And, I began thinking, I can do this. I can do something that I won't feel embarrassed about. Like, everyone is incredibly welcoming. And I'm going to try this for a few years. I'm just going to start producing some scenarios and see where I end up. And, 3 years later, here we are, and trying to sort of return the favor and help anyone else who feels the same timidness that maybe I felt when I was just getting started.
Fantastic. I'm detecting some, similar themes from everybody. Last but not least, though,
Yeah. I came into it through the Explorer Society, through the 7C side of things, which I want to give a little love to. And it's much like the Miskatonic. It's a wonderful community. In both places, if you stick a toe out and say, I'm thinking about writing down, my group just had this awesome session, I want to maybe write it down, like you will be covered in people saying, oh, I want to play test that for you. Oh, I'll edit that for you. Oh, I'll give it a look for you. There is no backbiting or jealousy or undercutting in these groups. We are so excited for each other when we succeed, and we are there for each other when things are hard. And I love it. I am a fair to middling GM, but I really like writing, so this is kind of where I spend my time. I saw people doing it. I said, I love that universe, I want to play around in it, and I can. And so that's how I got here.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you, all of you, for sharing. It's so exciting to hear that there is a great community in place where people want to, hear about games. They want to, play test for authors. They want to play with the authors. And, speaking of that, play with the author, there's something coming up, I think, that fans might be pretty excited about. Can you tell me about the Play with the Author event?
Sure. So that is going to be during Friday of the Chaosium Con. That's going to be 2 to 6. And that is a chance to spotlight people who have written things for the Miskatonic Repository, for the Jonestown. And we are hustling to get a couple of representatives from the Explorer Society. I've got some fish dangling on some hooks, so I think that's going to happen. And that's a chance to get to know the people behind the screen, right? You may have bought their stuff on the community content platforms, you may have played it, but it's a different experience to play with the person who wrote it themselves. You get to kind of see their vision for it. They get to some, usually very pleasant feedback in real time, seeing how people react to what they've written.
That's going to be great for players, but it's also good for all of these authors who are going to have an opportunity to show their stuff. Who are we going to see? Who is bringing out content?
We've got about 10 so far. There's a few more we're working on, like I mentioned. I'll be doing it. Al will be doing it. We've got recently confirmed with John Hook, who I think a lot of people know if you've been around on the repository. We've got a bunch of people running RuneQuest. Nick Brook is going to be running something. And like I mentioned, some other names to come. So it's really can I call them a rogues gallery? I'm going to do it. I'm going to be a rogue.
I like that. I like that a lot. So there's a creators corner as well. Can you tell me a little bit about that, and who's invited to that, who's able to come and join?
Yeah, there was actually some really cool movement on the Creators Corner event that actually happened today. So you're getting it like real time when we actually all confirmed it behind the scenes. Woo, exclusive with Jamie. So Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. So it's not too early, but you can still get into your other game slots. We are hosting a Creators Corner, which is basically a very, very informal meet and greet networking opportunity with all of our content creators across the platform for Chaosium. And when we say content creator, we're not just talking about the people who write scenarios, because if you are a content creator, a lot more goes into it. There is art, there is proofreading, there is editing, there are those fun audio handouts if you can do them. So anyone who is affiliated with, looking to be affiliated with, has questions about the community, this community that we've been bragging on for the past 10 minutes. We really are that awesome. You really are this awesome. The Chaosium community content across the board, no matter what system you're doing, is great. Everyone is invited. And spoiler alert, if you do show up, we will be serving mimosas and breakfast. So this is a ticketed event. You're definitely going to want to hop onto Warhorn and secure a ticket for it, so we know how much booze to buy. But yeah, come over, hang out. It will be laid back, super structured. You can, trade business cards, talk to each other, and just hang out, so we can put a face to face on, everything that we've been separated from since the world ended in 2019.
It's an exciting event, but it's not the only thing that's exciting that's going to be happening. Can you tell me a little bit about the panels that are happening? Specifically, you've got Try This at Home happening.
Oh, Jamie, Try This at Home is going to be incredible. First off, you're going to be there with me, your boy, Big Al Diesel. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be moderating. And then the guests that we have, it's like Evan said, a rogues gallery, a murderer's row, an international lineup. We're going to have Evan Perlman there, our 7th Sea expert, writer of the Dream House. We're going to have Heinrich Moore there, wrote Unremembered, print copy of Little Torches. We're going to have Alan Carey there, Type 40, makes some of the best pops in the business. Guy that does mummies, makes it scary, has done a ton of stuff. He's coming in from Melbourne for this. We're going to have Nick Brook there, king of marketing.
Yes.
Writer of Black Spear. Just an incredible RuneQuest author in mind. It's going to be amazing to have him there, and also a brilliant marketing guy. And then we're going to have Bridget Jeffries there, Sorrow and Savo, print on demand, available right now. They're all going to be there. I'm going to be talking to them about writing, layouts, marketing, branding, pricing, anything, all the stuff that you're afraid of when you're like, oh, I don't know, I'm just gonna run for my group, I'm not gonna put it out there. No, we're gonna alleviate all those fears. We're gonna talk about it all with the experts. It's gonna be amazing, Jamie. I hope to see you all there.
So there's so much exciting stuff that's happening. There is all of these opportunities for you to learn, for you to network, and just to have fun in general. I'd love to ask each of you, is there just a final word you'd like to share with everybody? A final hook of like, come down, what you're most excited about, one big selling point for the convention and everything that's happening in it?
Man, I got into this because I love gaming and I love playing games. I love running games, and I'm going to be doing a lot of it at Chaosium Con. And I would love for you all to join me. I'm going to be doing it in regular sessions. I'm going to be doing it after sessions are over. I'm just going to be gaming nonstop. So come and do that. Come do it with me. It's going to be great.
I think one of the things I, in particular, am really looking forward to is actually getting to see folks face to face. Over the past 2 years, the Miskatonic Repository has grown immensely. We have all of these new creators, these really brilliant, imaginative minds. But there's obviously a hurdle to work in exclusively a virtual space. So this is a little bit of a coming out party to just actually meet face to face, and as Bridget indicated, put faces to names, and make people realize that this thing isn't ethereal. It doesn't just exist in our mind. It's an actual community of people that are there for each other, not just virtually, but in person as well. We exist. And so I'm just really thrilled for that.
Yeah. And like, if I play games, that's great. But honestly, I don't know what it is about like the communities that I've hung out in, but like the pirate community and the horror gaming community are just some of the kindest, most like gentle, understanding people. And our games are so violent and weird, but in person, sweethearts, every single one. So like if I sit at a table, fantastic, there's the game I'm going to run and I'm going to get to be on the panel with Al, but like mostly I'm there to spend a couple days with people that I know on the internet and know to be very excellent people. And after the slightly difficult couple of years we've had, that's fine. That's what I'm there for. That's worth it. Yeah,
I think closing off, something that I'm personally very excited about, and something that I hope you all are excited about too when it comes to attending Chaosium, is like 98% of Chaosium is going to be at Chaosium Con. I mean, I'm talking about 98% of, if your name has a Chaosium email address, you're going to be there. How cool is that going to be to sit down at a VIP table with Mike Mason? Like, oh my God, how awesome is that going to be be like hanging out in the lobby with like Lynn Hardy? Like, I am so excited because one, I've been working with Chaosium for a little under a year here, but all of it has been a remote relationship, which has been great. You guys are awesome. But to see you face to face is something I'm looking forward to from a very personal level. From a hobby level, really, I can sit at a table with Mike Mason. That's a thing. That's actually, I can stand next to Jeff Richards. Really, I can hold an Alan Carey prop. Sign me up. I just want to kind of be around the greatness, because Chaosium has some of the most creative and wildly brilliant and imaginative people in the industry. And just to spend a weekend with them, worth it. Sign me up. Let's do it again, please. And thank you.